tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
The views and opinions expressed on Trudging Together are solely those of the host, co-host, and our guests. They do not necessarily reflect the views of any organization, fellowship, or other entity, and definitely not your boss, your neighbor, or that one guy in your home group. The content of this program is not intended to replace medical, psychological, or professional advice. If you're looking for that, please seek guidance from qualified professionals who spent way too many years in school. What you'll hear here is based on lived experience, recovery journeys, and the occasional bad coffee-fueled joke. Trudging Together is not affiliated with any 12-step fellowship. We are simply people sharing our stories and walking this path together, one day at a time. Thank you for joining us, and remember, recovery is serious business, but that doesn't mean we can't laugh along the way.
Here we are. I couldn't change the topic. I don't know why. I think it's because I tried to go live and I did it weird. So, but it's only going here, and I don't give a fuck. How you guys like the new logo? Check that out. Yeah, fits. I'm working on some things. Man, Amber, thanks for helping me 10th step. I appreciate that. It made it so that the second conversation went the way that it was supposed to. So thank you, Amber. You helped a lot more than I think you may have realized. So I want to thank you for that. I said I was going to do a random reading, but I'm going to go ahead and use today's daily reflection. It's on the 10th step again, but I'm going to change it up a little bit here. Yeah. So, all right. Welcome to Daily Trudge. Dion. Host. Dude. Most. Neon. Host of the most. Neon Dion. If you're here, please say hello, whether watching the live or the rewatch. So I've added a couple new logos. There's another logo. Trudging Together presents. And here's another one. So I'm using a boot as a logo now, if you have not noticed. And then inside the boot, I put these, it's putting different things and stuff in there for me. And I'm utilizing the boot because we trudge. And usually when you're going trudging, it's usually best to have a good pair of boots. ChatGPT came in with it. My checklist, not yours. But really, this is going to be you down with OPP. There was a song in the 90s called You Down with OPP. Who sang it? Oh, Naughty by Nature sang it. And it went, you down with OPP? Yeah, you know me. Stands for other people's problems. We alcoholics love our drama. Oh boy, do we love drama. Yep. I'll get caught up in it. Right? A lot of drama going on in the world. A lot of worldly clamors. A lot of bullshit. Yeah. Things that we just, yeah. And I can't sit here and say that I'm clean of it. I can't say that. So we're going to keep talking about it till we get it taken care of, right? A lot of things are in progress, and that's okay too. That's all right too. All right. So gossip, barbed with our anger. It wants us to go to page 67 in the 12 by 12. So let's go there. I'm not actually really going to worry about the reading in here. I'm just going to go to the 12 by 12 because I am doing this because I had about 40 minutes of free time and I didn't know what to do. And I'm in a weird mood and what I don't want is free time to let my brain roam and do what it thinks it needs to do because it is clearly not on my side today. All right. So, all right. We who have escaped these extremes. We're going to start on page 66, first full paragraph. Maybe we ought to go back a little bit. So step 6, we're entirely ready to have God remove all these defects of character. I guess we're in step 6, not 10. My apologies. Is AA's way of stating the best possible attitude one can take in order to make a beginning on this lifetime job. This does not mean we expect all of our character defects to be lifted out of us like the drive to drink was. A few of them may be, but with most of them, we will have to be content with patient improvement. The key words entirely ready underline the fact that we want to aim at the very best we know or can learn. All right. So the principle behind step 6 is willingness. Okay. And our character defects. Okay. So we were lucky when it came to the obsession for drinking, it was lifted from us. That one is lifted. Now, my other character defects, okay, because my obsession for drinking was not a character defect, it was a spiritual malady. Actually, a lot of what I go through is a spiritual malady. So that doesn't quite work, does it? All right. Not everything that comes out of my mouth is correct here. So what we are is entirely ready. That means if God brings up, we're going to work on it. Maybe it's your anger. Maybe it could be a lot of different things. How many of us have this degree of readiness? In the absolute sense, practically nobody has it. Okay. So, do you feel like you're entirely ready? And you're like, no, I don't. Then you're not alone, are you? Okay. That's why we have willingness. That's what's great about willingness, is it allows us to be willing to be entirely ready. Okay. And there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, most people don't even get to that part. Right. The best we can do, with all honesty, that we can summon is to try and have it. Even the best of us will discover to our dismay that there is always a sticking point, a point at which we say, no, I can't give this up yet. And we shall often tread on even more dangerous ground when we cry, this I will never, ever give up. Such is the power of our instincts to overreach themselves. No matter how far we have progressed, desires will always be found which oppose the grace of God. Right? The point that, we may never be perfect, but we're going to try and reach for some ideals that might be, but it's okay. It's okay. Okay. Now, the key is this. You can't be unwilling. No, I will never give this up. And you might run into some times in the program where you just become obstinate. I don't want to go, me, I'm not doing this. Right? And maybe you left your AA meetings for 4, 5, 6 days. You're starting to feel it. Don't beat up on yourself. Just get back to what you were doing. All right? Not every day is going to be good. Today, I'm a back to basics day for me. I'm on steps 1, 2, and 3 today. I can't seem to do more than that today. And I have to be okay with that also. There is nothing wrong with that. That doesn't make me a bad person. It's just that I understand my limitations today. All right. So I was just talking to my mom. All right. Where I might be all right, I've healed all of you in this room. I'm now going to fly away and go save the rest of the world. All right. Yeah. It's called a Superman complex. Thinking that I might have all the answers. Right? No. All right. That'd be like saying AA is the only way to get sober. That'd be silly. There's a lot of great ways to get and stay sober, right? All right. Some who feel they have done well may dispute this. So let's try and think a little further. I certainly do not dispute it. I bring character defects to my therapist all the time. Right? And these are character defects that I know I can change. It's actually what I was just talking to my mom about. Like, I know all these people are not doing this. I know that. The question is, why does Dion continue to allow it in his own head? Why is that? What is going on? Clearly, I have not cleared something up that I need to clear up yet. I don't know what it is. I may not ever know what it is. But I'm going to have to find some peace there. So we got to think a little bit further. Practically everybody wishes to get rid of their most glaring destructive handicaps. No one wants to be so proud that he is scorned a braggart, nor so greedy that he is labeled a thief. No one wants to be angry enough to murder, lustful enough to rape, gluttonous enough to ruin his health. No one wants to be agonized by the chronic pain of envy or to be paralyzed by sloth. Of course, most human beings don't suffer these defects at these rock bottom levels. I want you to know that is the only place rock bottom is. That's the only place that rock bottom is listed in our AA literature that I've found so far. Notice the qualification was real quiet. That I have found so far. All right. So, yeah, they don't. We know a loneliness like few people do, huh? You know, even with a lot of drug addiction, they're addicted to drugs. I mean, everybody. But when it comes to alcohol, because they drink. See, now when a person doesn't do drugs, they're like, yeah, that person, they probably don't have any. But I'm able to handle my alcohol. How come this person can't do it? But if they went to drugs, then they would be addicted to drugs. See, so even alcoholism and drugs are a little bit separate here. We are bodily and mentally different from our fellows. Okay. And the thought process of an alcoholic, we are born with. I've talked to addicts. They don't think like I do. No. Sorry. Unless they're alcoholic and addicts. But they don't. I understand some of the things that they've gone through because I've been there, but they don't understand my way of thinking. But other addicts do understand what other addicts are thinking. That's why I'm not going to get into that part. People seem to get all upset when I talk about it. Oh, but I want. You want. Yeah. Okay. Ism much. We who have escaped the extremes are apt to congratulate ourselves. Yet can we? This is where we got to be. This is where balance is going to be key. All right. I'm kind of working through it. Because my therapist the other day told me, he said, Dion, you are too humble sometimes. I'm still trying to figure that one out. How can you be too humble? I think what she was trying to say was this. Dion, your humility or your humbleness may be turning into codependency. I think that's what she was trying to get at. So, after all, hasn't it been self-interest, pure and simple, that has enabled most of us to escape? Not much spiritual effort is involved in avoiding excesses, which will bring us punishment anyway. But when we face up to the less violent aspects of these very same defects, then where do we stand? Right? So then you might have defects that aren't so glaring because they really aren't hurting other people, but maybe they're hurting you. And in that case, it would hurt other people, would it not? If you're hurting yourself, you're going to hurt other people. If you're helping yourself, you're probably going to help other people. All right? Hurt people, hurt people. Help people, help people. That's the way it goes. All right? I was hurting earlier. It got taken out on somebody a little bit. Right? We must recognize now that we exult in some of our defects. I will tell you one that I exulted in for a very long time: my dislike of people. I'll wear those shirts out, but I have a shirt that I have one shirt that says, "I used to be a people person, then people ruined it." Ho ho ho. Yeah, But the thing is, I actually am a people person. I mean, I'm sitting here, aren't I? Trying to help the world be a better place. I'm getting involved, right? But what that did is, oh well, I hate most people. It made me feel superior, right? Yes. Who, for example, doesn't like to feel just a little superior to the next fellow, or even quite a lot superior? Yeah. You know what kind of people do that? People with low self-esteem. So if you work on your self-esteem, some of this will go away because you won't feel the need. You won't have the need to put down other people to make you feel better about yourself because you already do. All right. Isn't it true that we like to let greed masquerade as ambition? To think of liking lust seems impossible, but how many men and women speak love with their lips and believe what they say so they can hide lust in a dark corner of their minds? Oh man, if that ain't reading my mail, I don't know what is. And even while staying within conventional bounds, many people have to admit that their imaginary sex excursions were are apt to be all dressed up as dreams of romance. Wasn't any romance. There was the thrill of the chase. That was about as romantic as it got. Yeah. At least it was for me. And I was a male slut. Yes. I was. Because I felt like if I didn't have somebody in my life, I was worth nothing. And the prettier the girl, the better Dion was doing. But I couldn't hold a relationship. I couldn't hold a job. I didn't seem to be of real use to other people. I wasn't reliable. When I was drinking, there's no way you're going to feel secure around me. Yeah. And what would be the end result? Well, they would leave. And can you blame them? No. I usually knew when it was about time. The relationship usually ended when this happened. Do you think maybe you drink too much? Yeah. Bye. It was actually one of my requirements. You confront me on my drinking. Nope. You're better off cheating on me than trying to convince me to quit drinking. Self-righteous anger, and that's one of the things that I would do. Like, right? I go after girls that had boyfriends and then I take their girlfriend them because then that made me even feel more superior to them. But then I could never trust them because if it was so easy to take them from their boyfriend, then they're going to do it to me too. It was a setup from the very beginning so that Dion could feel better about himself. That's cruel. In a perverse way, we can actually take satisfaction from the fact that many people annoy us. Yes. In fact, I even did it a little bit today. I sent Amber a message. And I said, am I the only Virgo that feels like everybody could fuck off right now? Or that most people can fuck off right now? I didn't say everyone because I want her to feel like she was included in that. Right? Yeah, look at that. Right? That could lead to that, absolutely. Now I said to Amber because I knew within her that it was safe and stuff like that. But if I went around saying that to everybody, because Amber knows me, she's my friend, so she knows at the moment I'm just angry and I don't really feel that way. All right. So gossip barbed with our anger, a polite form of murder by character assassination has satisfactions for us too. Here we are not trying to help those we are criticized. We are trying to proclaim our own righteousness. All right. Look how high I can jump. Look at me. Look at all the great things I'm doing. So, all right. I got to wrap this up. Thank you all for being here. That being Amber and the one other person that was listening in. It was great having you. Thank you for spending time with me while I ate up some of my time so my brain didn't get a chance to do what it wants to do. So thank you for that. I love you. You know I do. Peace out.